Hello everybody. Should I go up? Do I like a high angle? Do I like a low angle? What looks better? Maverick, you're on candid camera. Have a positive attitude, okay? Let's do this. Let's talk about the move. All right, so I know we announced the big move. Hello everybody. Welcome back to our channel. I am Jax and this is Maverick. I know we announced on our page, let's see, Thursday I think we told you guys that Dave and I are moving to Boston. Big news, very exciting, very bittersweet, and I know you guys have a lot of questions, so I'll go ahead and answer as many as I can. I feel like a lot of them are the same. The big main one is obviously, why the fuck are you leaving after you just got to Nashville? It's been 3 years. But let's get into it, shall we? All right, so starting with the big one, basically you guys answered. I did a little box on Instagram where you guys can put in your questions, so I'm gonna answer directly from there. But like I said, a lot of them are pretty similar. So I'll try to just answer as many as I can and give you guys the whole gist. But first things first, the big one. Why are we moving? We got to Nashville 3 years ago and now we are going to New England, Boston specifically. My husband, still getting used to calling him my husband, is a professional soccer player. He plays in the MLS. When we first started dating, he was on LA Galaxy and I think he played there for 5 or 6 years. Then we moved to Nashville where he was on Nashville SC, and now we are going to be in Boston where he will be playing for the New England Revolution. Let's go. So that's the reason we're moving. No other reason. I don't think I would move to the East Coast right now if it wasn't for anything else. But with that being said, I wouldn't have moved to Nashville either, and I really fell in love with it. So I'm excited. I feel like I'm kind of past my mental breakdown phase, which I definitely did have, because I really do love Nashville. Like, it took me a while to feel like this place was home, and now that it does, it's kind of sad to leave. But I know we have a lot of good things coming up. So I'm such an emotional person too. It's like I cry so easily. So if I do cry in this video, you know, it's just who I am. But that is the main reason we're moving to Boston, because of his soccer career. He's going to be on New England Revolution, so everybody cheer them on. We're really excited, and it's really cute because the coach there, Bruce, was his coach on LA Galaxy, who initially brought him up from the twos to the major league team. So it's nice that they get to be back together and rekindle that. So that'll be really great. Also, all of your messages have made me feel so good about moving to Boston. I knew it was a cool place, obviously, but like, you guys are obsessed with it, which is just really nice to hear when you're moving somewhere. And I also thought I didn't know anybody there, and I feel like I learned this in Nashville, but when you say you're moving somewhere, people just come out of the woodworks that you either were friends with before and can rekindle that friendship, or you have friends of friends or friends of friends of friends of friends that are out there. So I'm excited to reconnect with some people and obviously make new friends. But I am sad. I'm really sad to leave Nashville. I really worked hard to make this somewhere that I loved, and I've made some amazing friends. Like, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. But let's go through all the other questions so I don't start crying going through this right off the bat. And like I said, I put up a question box on Instagram, so I'm just going through directly your messages here. But why are you moving? That's the main one. My husband's soccer career, going to play at New England Revolution there. So many good messages about Boston. It really just makes me feel so good. Another big one was, what are you going to do about your house? Rent or sell? Which is a great question that I would love to know the answer to. We still haven't figured it out. Our house now, I genuinely cannot believe, like, it is our house. I would have never expected to be living in a home like this right now, and I love it so much. And I feel like, yes, we are definitely privileged. We work very, very hard, but we also got very lucky with the way the market was and where we're living now, especially coming from California. Things are so much more affordable out here. But we're trying to figure it out. We love our house now, and it is a great home. We really hoped we could fill it with kids and everything, but you know, life moves fast. So we haven't fully decided. We're debating renting it out and then selling it, or just selling it right away, because we don't know if we want to really deal with being a landlord situation type thing. It's obviously kind of a funky real estate market right now, so Also for Boston, we haven't fully decided. I'm going out next weekend to visit Dave and look at some living options there. We have an agent helping us out, so we're going to look at some different houses, townhouses, all of that jazz, and figure out where we want to live over there. But our house now in Nashville, we haven't fully decided if we do rent it out and you guys know somebody, or if we do sell it and you guys know somebody, hit me up. It's literally the best. I love our location, and this home, it just is such a good, has the best energy, and it's just such a beautiful home, and it's perfect for somebody with a family or wanting to grow their family. It's a great house. So I'm so sad to leave that house as well. I felt just very lucky that we got to live there and that was our life. What area are you going to buy a new house? I guess I kind of answered that one. We're still figuring it out. I feel like we are leaning towards that direction. But we will see once we get out there. It really just depends, obviously, on pricing and everything. The inventory is very different out there as well. Lots of old homes, lots of remodeled homes. So we're trying to figure all of that out. I wish I had some more answers on this for you guys, because trust me, I want to know the answers too. But like I said, this is moving real quick. So, yeah. And like by moving so quick, I'll explain. We found out, so basically all honeymoon, we were trying to figure out what team we were going to be on. So it was like one day I was like, oh, we're on Nashville. The next day we're in a completely different state. The next day, da 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 da. So I was getting, honestly, whiplash from everything. And it is a little anxiety inducing when you don't know. I like to plan things, and obviously I go back to California a lot with our business to visit Joe, to visit my family and friends, and not knowing where you're going to live is a little bit stressful, but I know it's just kind of part of everything. But yes, all honeymoon was kind of whiplash back and forth with where we're going to be. Then we found out this past week, we found out on Wednesday that we are going to be on New England. Dave's going to be on New England Revolution, and we'll be moving to Boston. So found out Wednesday, Dave left Friday. So pretty quick, and it's pre-season starting up now. Like I said, I'm going up next weekend to visit him and figure out our living situation. I have a lot of visitors here now, and going back to California, doing some work stuff there, and for Joe's birthday. So going back to California, and I'll probably move out to Boston, depending on if we get a house or if we're renting or what, early February to mid-February. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated on that, obviously, but moving out pretty quick, and I know it's really fucking cold right now, so it'll be a nice welcome. It'll be the weather's, everybody's like, bring a fucking jacket, like, do you have a winter coat? But the weather will get better, so I'm excited. What area you're going to live in? Okay, I feel like I'm going to start every answer with this, but we're still figuring that out as well. When I go out next week, I'm really excited to go look at some places. The stadium and the training facility is in Foxborough, which is, I think it's like 40 minutes or 30 minutes south of the main city of Boston. And we kind of want to be in between, because I obviously don't commute for my job. I work from home. So I want to be, you know, empathetic of, I don't want Dave to have a super long commute or anything like that, but we also don't want to move to a completely new place and just be deep in the burbs and not be able to explore as much and be as social as we'd like to when we're moving to a new place. So I don't think we're going to be living directly downtown Boston, because most of those spots aren't very dog friendly. There are a lot of high-rise apartments, and we want something that's at least, you know, close to a park for Maverick, or have a yard for Maverick. So trying to put all of those things into account, but there's a lot of really cute spots around the area, so we will see what area next weekend. Maybe I'll have an actual answer for you guys on that, but for now we are still figuring it out. I will take any and all recommendations as well, because I just really know nothing about the area. I'm just really excited to explore it. Are you settling down there forever? No. We'll probably eventually go back to California once soccer's all done. But for now, just enjoying the ride, you know? I'm actually really excited to live on the East Coast. There's so many, it's so easy to get to places around there too. So I feel like we'll be able to explore not only Boston, but like East Coast as a whole and New England as a whole. So I'm really excited. That'll be fun. Excited for all the Boston content to come. You know it. Gonna be exploring like nobody's business. Do you have a winter coat? LOL. How are you dealing with the stress of such a sudden change? I could not deal. You know, I feel you. It is difficult. I feel like honestly not knowing was worse for my anxiety than when we finally figured out where we're going. At least I can really grasp onto that and start planning things and moving forward, and it's like I can start envisioning our life out there, whereas before I was like, I literally have no idea where we are going to be. Like it was so stressful. But I think one of my favorite parts about my personality is I'm very adaptable. I feel like you can pretty much put me in any situation and I'll at least try to make the best out of it. And I do feel like part of that is because I was a military brat. I moved all over the place before. I moved to California when I was 7, I think it was first grade, and I know I was still young, so most of my life was in one place, but we moved like almost every year growing up. I was born in Maryland, my older sister San Diego, my little sister Washington, so I have moved a lot, and I feel like that's kind of just like ingrained in my subconscious now, that ability for change and to move. And I just keep saying, I'm like, it's happening whether I have a positive attitude or not, so I might as well have a positive attitude, you know? And that doesn't mean I'm still not sad. Like, I literally tear up still thinking about leaving Nashville because I really fell in love with it, and I made such good friends here, and it wasn't an easy move, moving to Nashville either, because we moved here 3 years ago, which if you remember is 2020. So we moved here literally right before the pandemic. So that was quite a transition, moving across the country away from my family. First time living with my, at the time, boyfriend. Now he's obviously my husband. Worked out great. But yeah, that was quite the transition, and I feel like I really went through some tough times. I also was not full-time sweat and towel, so I was trying to find a new job, and the job I found I literally hated with every bone in my body, and it was just a very tough time of kind of having to lose myself and find myself all over again. But I feel like it made me a lot stronger, made my relationship with Dave a lot stronger, my relationship with myself a lot stronger, and I got better at communicating with my friends and family as well after a period of, I feel like, being like a shitty communicator. And I still feel like I have a lot of improvement, but being across the country, you really have to make an effort. You know, you have to make an effort to stay in touch with people, and you notice when other people make an effort to stay in touch with you as well. So it's definitely a big learning experience, but I came out, like, I feel like the first year was like, I almost feel like I was like blacked out the whole first year. Like that's like honestly how I feel. I feel like I was like becoming numb and didn't really know what I was doing, and I feel like a lot of people felt like that with the pandemic anyways, and being across the country, knowing nobody, and it was just an interesting transition, but I slowly made some of the best friends ever, and Nashville's a very easy city to fall in love with as well. There's a lot to do, and the more it's opened up and everything since then, it's just such a good place. So I am sad to leave, but I feel like I got off topic with this question here. I don't even remember what the question was at this point, but oh, I think it was, how are you doing with the stress of such a sudden change? As you can tell, I'm a little all over the place, but all in all, like, I do feel like compared to when I moved then, I am in such more of a confident place, not only because me and Dave are married, but also in my career. I really feel like I've gained a lot of confidence in just who I am and what I stand for and what I look for in friends, and like getting better at doing things that I want to do and not doing things that I don't want to do. Even though I know moving to a new place, like, the thing I keep thinking about is like, it's so much effort. Like, it is so much effort to make new friends and make those connections and make those changes. And like, I love my friends. Like, I really like, I wish I could just use the ones, not use, but like be with the ones that I have. But I know that like, I kind of felt that way moving here too. And I met some of the best people ever. So I'm excited. It's definitely going to have its ups and downs, but all in all, I feel like I have a very good attitude about it, and I'm genuinely excited to live there. I feel like it's going to be really fun. I also, compared to some of the other places that we were possibly going to, other teams that we were going to, this city is really cool, and I felt the same way about Nashville when I moved there. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, you're gonna love it, it's so cool, and so many people were visited, and that's really fun to live in a place that people really want to visit. And even if they're not visiting Boston specifically, there's so many places around there that people want to visit that I can meet up as well. So that'll be really cool, and I'm really excited for that. And once again, I feel like I'm answering these questions and getting really off topic and just rambling, but I'm just trying to give you guys all the information here. Are you sad? I feel like this kind of goes with that. I really did have a mental breakdown stage, like multiple times, and I feel like there's a lot like going on personally too, that it's just like, oh my gosh, so much change at once that anybody is going to feel a little unstable during that, but it's not a bad thing, you know? Like, obviously I'm sad to leave a place that I really fell in love with and some people that I really fell in love with, but I don't think I'm going to lose those people forever, and hopefully I'll be back in Nashville as well to visit. So I am sad, but I'm also excited and very happy. So it's just bittersweet. That's really the only way that you could describe it. When do you move? I think I answered this one already, but going up next weekend to look at places. Dave's already there. A lot of visitors and trips planned right now, but I'll probably be up there early February to mid-February for the full-time shebang. Maverick's like ready to go play. We're going to the park after this, so sorry bud, I'm almost done. Are you going to miss Nashville? Once again, I feel like I'm kind of answering this, but I really am. Dave and I actually just talked about, we're going to do an exercise of writing a letter, like, Dear Nashville, and just write a full letter of just like, I'm gonna cry again. I just feel like it's helped me grow so much being here. And, I really think it's such a fun place, and I have really good friends, and I've have some really good people that I love very much here. So I am really gonna miss it, but I'm really excited to write the letter. It's basically like I'm gonna write a little love letter to Nashville. I feel like it also has some talking about like the tough transitions that I've gone through as well, but maybe I'll share that with you guys once I'm done, and I think that'll help kind of close out this chapter as well. I hate that I cry so easily. My sisters and I talk about it all the time. Like, we all cry so easily, and I think it's because both my parents, like, my dad cries, like, driving us to work. He'll just look over and be crying because he's, like, happy to be around us, and I just feel like my parents being so emotional, which is also funny because they're military, like, you don't really think of, or were military for so long, you don't really think of like military people being so emotional, but my family just is. We cry at everything, whether it's sad, whether it's happy, whether it's funny, we're just criers. So I used to hate it, and it's super annoying sometimes because I feel like people don't take me as seriously when I'm crying, but it's just how my body processes things, so please don't mind. But yeah, I'm really excited to write that letter to Nashville, and maybe I'll share it with you guys, or like a brief version of it, because Nashville is a really cool fucking place, and I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to live here, and I don't think I ever would have if it wasn't for Dave's career. So I am very grateful for that. I feel like his career is it's given me a lot of opportunity to grow and explore places that I don't think I would have had the balls to move to on my own any other time. So it's nice, and it is, as a couple, it's really special. Like, getting to explore a new place with the person you love, and like knowing that you're the right person for each other and growing together in a new place. It's really a cool experience that I don't ever want to take that for granted, because I feel like that's something that is very unique that we get to experience together, and I feel like it really does make us closer every time, and it's just like a fun adventure with the person that you love, you know? All right, what kind of changes will you expect what kind of changes will you expect expanding S&T to the East Coast? East Coast meetups, baby. I feel like we're gonna do events over there, which will be so much fun. Doing live events is one of the things we love the most because we love getting to hang out with all of you guys. And whether it's us leading the workout or partnering with studios to kind of help with that, it's just a great way to make connections, great way to meet all of you guys, and it's so much fun. So I'm really excited to explore the whole health and wellness scene out there as like in New England as a whole, and to do some fun events and meetups up there, because I know we have a lot of East Coast followers. Since the beginning, our analytics have always shown that the East Coast are like one of our top markets besides California, obviously, because that's where we're regularly based. But I know we have a lot of East Coasters that are sweat and tellers, so really excited about that. It'll be fun to get to meet you guys in person and do some events out there for all of the East Coast peeps. My nose is running because I keep like avoiding crying, and I feel like it's trying to leak out any way possible. How frequently do you think you will be moving? Will he be traded again? You know, once again, really wish I had this answer. I feel like Nashville is like first year tough, second year, okay, really starting to like this place, third year fell in love, and then right as I got my roots, we were out of there. So I have a feeling it could be the same, or he could get a new deal with the same team after that. He's my age, we're gonna turn 30. Both of us are turning 30 in June. So yeah, we're both Geminis, which is kind of interesting. And he doesn't give Gemini vibes at all. I'm definitely a fucking Gemini vibe, but so for soccer, I feel like he has like maybe one more deal with him too, depending on everything and how healthy he stays. Knock on wood. He takes like, honestly, I've never seen somebody take better care of themselves, like foam rolling, stretching every single night for hours. He's just like next level, takes care of himself. So I feel like he will have a good long career, and I want him to be able to play as long as he can, because it's something that I feel like not a lot of people get to, you know, live up to their dream like that. And it's really cool to watch him do it. And I honestly, like, he deserves it, how hard he works and everything. So he's also like so humble, and he hates attention and hates like anything. He just like hates anything flashy, and he hates any attention, and he's just like such a laid back guy that like is majored in like econ, and he's ended up being a soccer player just because he's such a good athlete and really works hard and is such a good team player. So I'm very, very proud of him, and I love being his wife. But yeah, we will see. I think the contract they're still finalizing right now, so I really don't want to say anything that's incorrect, but I know we'll be there at least a few years, possibly more. But yeah, you never know. It's funny with the way things work. Even if you have a contract with one team, any team could like buy you out of that contract, because the contract is technically with Major League Soccer, not the specific team, although it is, but they could buy you out of that at any time. Not saying that's going to happen, but I've had friends that have found out and they had to leave like the next day, you know, mid-season. So obviously, this being preseason, Dave still had to leave 2 days later after we found out. But, you know, I feel like we'll feel secure once we're there and we have the contract and everything. So we'll be there at least a few years, maybe more. But we will see. I will always keep you guys updated on that. You never know what's going to happen. But I hope that we get some good amount of time there, because I really feel like it took me a few years to feel like Nashville was home. So I want to at least be in a place to get to that point again, you know? What will you miss most about Nashville? The people are so nice here, and like I said, I've made some amazing friends, so that's a big one. Our home, I feel so lucky that we live where we live, and that's really hard to leave as well. Honestly, I loved Nashville SC fans. They're so freaking fun, and like even going to away games, the ones that would travel, like I loved being with them. So New England, let's see how your fans are, baby, let's go. And let's see, the food, there's some fire food here, and it's just such a fun city to live in for people to visit. Like, there's just always music, always, you know, Broadway people just freaking love. It's just, it's a good time and I love having visitors here, so I will really miss that. But yeah, there's a lot to miss about Nashville. The winter is cold, but it gets better, LOL. Literally so many messages about how it's so cold right now, but it'll get better. So I believe you. Let's hope. Can you host one last live in-person workout before you leave? We're actually trying to figure this out. I have a call with one of our favorite studios here, and we might do a little studio collab event before we leave if we have time. I really hope so. But I will keep you updated on that because I love that. Love getting to meet you guys and hang in person. Okay, are you selling any home items in Nashville? I don't know if we're going to be selling them directly in Nashville. We'll probably move everything out there and then sell it out in Boston if it doesn't fit in wherever we're living at that time. I feel like before I leave, I will do a full like closet clean out and everything. So I will be putting a ton on Poshmark. But as far as furniture, that'll probably be on once we're already in the East Coast. I think that's all of the main questions. Yeah, but in conclusion, it is very bittersweet, and I am just so grateful for the opportunity that we had here in Nashville, the people that we met, how welcoming everybody was, and what a great experience it was for me and Dave as a couple, as individual people, for his career, honestly for mine as well. And this is where we got Maverick. I feel like he's a little pissed, honestly. He's got a good yard. I don't know if he'll get a yard like that out there. Look at him. All right, well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for the support, literally always, especially everybody here in Nashville who's been so welcoming, but you guys in general are the best. Your messages, literally, like, when I posted I was moving and then all of you guys sending how much you love Boston, how much I'm gonna love it, I just trust you guys. Like, I'm excited. It'll be good, and I really appreciate all of the nice words, and I'm excited to, you know, keep sharing our journey, our life with you guys, and I hope that you guys want to follow along. It'll be exciting, and I can't wait to move out there and like start to get some roots and have people visit and explore more, because there's so much to explore out there and so much good food, so much history. So I'm really excited. Really sad to leave Nashville, but excited for this next adventure. So thank you guys, and I'll share more just as time goes on. Love ya.